بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the last episode on Tuesday of Ask Eman Ramadan special. You're watching it live at the moment on Eman Channel on Sky 757. You can watch the video or you can even watch us live on our Facebook page, on YouTube channel where it's been live streamed, and via our website emanchannel.tv. Humble reminder, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to all our platforms, including Facebook page and YouTube channel. 0203 515 0757, our studio number, 07916841483, our WhatsApp number. International viewers, as always, can use the WhatsApp number to call in directly into the studio. And all viewers, you can also drop us a text on the number, WhatsApp, of course, and both the numbers are displayed at the bottom of your screen. I'm your host, Qamarul Islam. Joining us today, none other than via Zoom, virtually, Dr. Shaykh Abdul Majid. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. Thank you. Once again, thank you ever so much for giving us your valuable time on a blessed day. And of course, I know you're extremely busy, but still you have managed to give us time. We are grateful to you, Sheikh.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah.
Iman Channel and all the members are my family. So if
Alhamdulillah.
I'm available for them, you can use me before you lose me.
Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah khairan for that. Now, Sheikh, let's start straight to the point before we start taking questions and phone calls. And that is today, Alhamdulillah, is 27th day of Ramadan in the UK. My question is, last night, some masajid, not all, some masajid may have had their Khatm Taraweeh, which is they may have completed the Quran on 27th of night. Does it mean all the acts of worship, ibadah, Salatul Taraweeh, Qiyamul Layl comes to an end? Or what would you say?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Inna alhamdulillahi nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem amma ba'd. No, alhamdulillah. This is normally a traditional thing that has been, known from the past, from our predecessors, that they normally try their level best to do the finishing of the whole recitation of the Quran by 27th night. Alhamdulillah. So this is something. It's not something that is the end of the learning of the Quran or end of the Taraweeh. It's not, alhamdulillah, but it's an encouragement. Alhamdulillah, it helps the people to, join them and to continue. But I don't think so that any masjid that has done the finishing of the Quran yesterday, they had ever had this kind of intention that today everything is ended. No. Alhamdulillah. And you can see tonight as well, and you will see tomorrow as well. And one of the examples that the Ramadan is still there, and the Quran is still alive within the Muslims, is the i'tikaf, because thousands and thousands of Muslims in Masjid al-Haram, in Masjid al-Nabawi, and in our
Sheikh,
local masajid, people are performing i'tikaf. So
excellent. Sheikh,
alhamdulillah,
Sheikh, I'll have
Ramadan
to
is
interject
still
there.
there.
Sorry to apologize. I have to interrupt you there. It's just because it's time for a short break. When I come back from the break, inshallah, we'll continue with our discussion. You're watching Ask Iman live on Eman Channel. Jazakallah khair. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. You're watching Ask Iman live on Eman Channel on Sky 757 in conversation with Shaykh Dr. Abdul Majid. Apology as we started the show slightly later than usual, and of course we had to go for a break, and Jazakallah khair once again for understanding. Shaykh Dr. Abdul Majid, we'll start from where we left, and the question that I posed to some of the masajid, not all, did Khatm of Taraweeh, they completed the whole Quran in the Taraweeh, and the question to Shaykh was, does it mean the ibadat of all the Ramadan has come to end when the Ramadan is still there? And also, Sheikh, I would like to add on this on this segment, what is the advice? What advice would you give in terms of completing the Quran? Should it be done on 27th, or is it better to do it on 29th, as we still have one more possible Laylatul Qadr? Over to you, Sheikh.
end of the month, because we start our Taraweeh at the beginning of the month. Alhamdulillah. So definitely it is logically it is understandable that Alhamdulillah, when you start with something good, you start end with something good. So you started the month with Quran and Taraweeh. So you should end with Quran and Taraweeh. But Alhamdulillah, still the 28th and 29th of Ramadan, Alhamdulillah, is people still will be reading Taraweeh. So the Quran will still be read in that. But Alhamdulillah, if they have done, sometimes it is like say, precaution is better than the prevention. They might have taken this kind of a thing into consideration that before the end of Ramadan, maybe something could happen to the Imam or something. They may not find somebody who could complete the whole Quran at that particular Taraweeh, in that particular Taraweeh. So to have that option, not to go into that problem, they normally do on 27th, and generally understanding 27th is considered to be one of the, very, very respectful night, and very like, you can say, it's a thing that Muslims like to, even I still remember, Qamar, if you know that I was an imam in Dubai for 13 years. And there was a brother who he never fasted the whole month. He would never pray with behind me. But when it comes to 27th of Ramadan, subhanallah, he would arrange the iftari for all the people who attend the namaz, Maghrib prayer. He would arrange for all of them from his pocket money, and then he would pray Taraweeh, and he would, till the Quran is completed, he would attend that. So there are some sort of people who have this kind of attachment to this 27th of Ramadan.
Hmm.
And because there are some narrations which also say that the Laylatul Qadr was achieved by some of the Sahaba, and majority of the narrations, if you collect all of them, that refers to 27th. That's why 27th night has got very significant, position among all the other 5 nights of Laylatul Qadr.
Okay, Jazakallah khairan. Sometime in some continent, this was a common practice years ago or with our previous generation. It perhaps because of issues, for example, it would be difficult for imams to travel on the day of Eid to celebrate Eid with their family, etc. And perhaps it could have been traditional or cultural. But in your eyes, especially we're living in the UK, would you suggest that we should finish the Quran, ideally, preferably to do it on 29th?
Yes, definitely. My
Okay.
opinion, they want to finish the Quran, then the way they started at the beginning of the month, they should end it at the end of the month.
Khalas. No, it's clear.
Alhamdulillah.
Jazakallah khairan for that. Okay, I'll move on to the generated question, but before I move on, there have been some off-air. I've received some questions, so let's start with this. Number one, recently we've seen the viewers is asking the question, or the viewer is asking the question, and it's an important one. A lot of people, alhamdulillah, praying Salatul Fajr in Jama'ah, with Jama'ah. And one of the key things that has been noticed is some people, when they attend the masjid and the fard has started, they start praying the sunnah and then join the fard. What is the reason behind it? As we know, maybe cultural or traditional aspect may play in. But if I ask you, what's the correct way of praying Fajr, especially when the Fard Salah has started or the Iqamah has started?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Definitely, there are difference of opinions, and especially the Asian, like India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, those side of area of Muslims, they give the preference to Fajr Sunnah over even the Jamaat that is led, the Fajr Jamaat. And that is something, I don't know why the scholars have not indicated that it is not something known from the practice of the Rasul or the Sahaba. With regards to the ruling is that Rasul strictly warned us that we should not pray any prayer when the iqamah of that particular prayer is delivered, is given. Which means the hadith is clearly says, إِذَا أُقِيمَتِ الصَّلَاةُ لَا صَلَاةَ إِلَّا الْمَكْتُوبَةِ, that Rasul has said when the iqama is given for that particular period at the salah, then no salah should be offered except that prayer, which makes it very clear that two different prayers cannot be offered when the iqama of the first prayer is given. So when we talk about the iqama of the fajr, so when the iqama is given for the fajr, whatever you are doing, you should stop it and join the jama'ah. This is one hadith which specifically is like a statement of Rasulullah and command of Rasulullah. The another hadith is a practical, fa'ili. This is qawli, and this has got amr in that. This is like he said it and he did it, and practically he did what he did. He came to the masjid, and Bilal radiallahu anh gave the iqama, and the iqama was, people were getting ready for the jamaat, and he saw somebody was still continuing with sunnah. So he pulled him while he was praying. And this is there in the Sunan. I'm not saying anything from myself. People can check it. This is there, the hadith in Sunan, where Prophet pulled this brother, this Sahabi, and asked him to join the Jamaat. So this is very clear that the fard of any prayer, fard namaz should be given the preference, and any prayer that is before or after is prayed at the time of the iqama should be stopped.
Jazakallah khairan for that clarification. Hope it is clear. And if you still have any confusion, or if you still would like to understand more, 0203 5150757, our studio number. WhatsApp number is also given at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to ask us question on our YouTube channel platform too, as we are streaming it live on our Facebook page as well as on our YouTube channel. Sheikh, let's move on to our first generated question. What if I swallow small bits of food accidentally that was stuck in my teeth? A common question that is asked in the month of Ramadan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Imam al-Bukhari rahmatullah alayh, one of the greatest muhaddith of his time and Imam of his hadith, he has chaptered one chapter in the book of fasting, that something that you have inside your mouth goes inside your throat does not break your fast. This is the chapter he brought in, and he gave some narrations like miswak was done by the Sahaba, and some fluid is collected while miswak is done, and that is from the mouth itself, and there is no chance for them to like spit out. So it's so this is what the fiqh of Imam Bukhari, and I understand by that anything that was already there in your mouth and during your duration of your fasting, while you're fasting, if that has come out of your teeth or some from the gaps or something like that, gone into your mouth or throat, it won't break your fast, inshallah.
Jazakallah khairan for that. Now, sometimes we may have a bit of confusion. If you can kindly clarify, especially if someone has no mental health, for an instance, and confused about such small matters, and always tries and always falls into doubt. What advice do you have for them?
Alhamdulillah, better there is no shyness in Islam in asking the questions, even if it is a minor doubt. We
Okay.
should clarify from our local imams. We should approach them, and otherwise we have lots of mashallah sources where reliable websites are there, Muslim websites are there. They have question answered so many such kind of questions. Alhamdulillah, this is one thing. Second thing, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu has
Salam.
said that al halalu bayyinun wal haramu bayyinun. That halal is very clear, crystal clear, and haram is also crystal clear. Bainahuma umurun mushtabihatun. In between them, there could be doubtful matters. فَمَنِ اجْتَنَبَ شُبْهَاتٍ اسْتَبْرَأَ مِنْ لِدِينِهِ. That if a person is in the stuck in the doubtful matter, and if he avoids that matter and does not do that, he has actually protected and saved his iman from falling into error.
Jazakallahu khairan for that, Sheikh. Viewers, my dear viewers, you're watching Ask Iman live on Eman Channel. It's in fact Ask Iman Ramadan special, the last episode on Tuesday, because as we know, next Tuesday it will be a new month of Shawwal, Hijri calendar, of course. You're watching live, you can call us if you have any question. We've got still last few days remaining. If you have any questions related to anything that is pertaining to Ramadan, feel free to pick up the phone and dial the numbers that are displayed at the bottom of the screen. Alternatively, you can also leave your questions in the comment section below, either on our Facebook page or on our YouTube channel. We'll be right back in a few moments. You are watching Ask Imam. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back. You're watching Ask Iman Ramadan special on Eman Channel on Sky 757, streaming it live via our Facebook page, YouTube channel, and also via our website emanchannel.tv. Humble reminder, do please like, share, comment, and subscribe to all our platforms. In conversation with Shaykh Dr. Abdul Majid. Now, Shaykh, let's move on swiftly to our next question. But before we move on, just a telephone number 0203 515 0757, our studio number 0791684143, our WhatsApp number. Both the numbers are displayed at the bottom of your screen. Sheikh, let's move on swiftly to a next generated question, and it's a very common question, and especially asked by our sisters. What worship can I do if I'm cooking for my family, Sheikh?
Can you please repeat the question because I think
No
my
problem. We'll
mind
repeat
was.
it again. So, a sister is asking, what worship can I do if I'm cooking for my family? I'm assuming during iftar time and sehri, of course.
MashaAllah, first of all, her cooking itself is part of ibadah. MashaAllah. Khairun nasi anfa'un nas, hadith of Rasulullah, the best are the people who serve the people and benefit the people. So this is a part of her ibadah. She should not feel, lower to herself that she is just wasting her time. No, alhamdulillah. This is one thing. Looking after her husband, looking after her mother and father or children and preparing for them. And she is also, mashallah, doing her fast. So this is one thing. Second thing, alhamdulillah, while she is cooking, she can do the dhikr, she can do the tasbih, or she can have the Quran next to her that can be played, and she can listen to that. So these are all options, mashallah. She can even have a tablet in front of her, and she can listen to any speech of the scholar or any course that she's doing in on Islamic studies. She can do all those kind of things while she is, cooking. So, alhamdulillah, because to do that, she only needs ears to hear and slightly just to look into the whatever she's watching. Alhamdulillah. So these are all easy things. And as I said, that she's already into an act of ibadah when she is serving the whole family for that, mashallah.
Jazakallahu khairan for that. Now, let's move on swiftly to our next question. Um, it's a WhatsApp question from Sister Mehreen, and she's asking if I can't fast in this Ramadan because of my health issues, but I have the niyyah to do fasting next month, which is Shawwal. Is this allowed?
She can fast the next month, but she has to, first of all, as I said, that again, for her health, as we always advise everybody, that they should take the help of this advice of the doctors, GPs, and their local clinics so that they can advise them whether they can still continue. And if they want to fast, they can fast or not, or they could be harmful for the health. So, this is the first step. The second step is if she feels she is healthy and sound and she is able to fast, and she has to make up the missed days that she have missed in the month of Ramadan due to her illness.
Excellent. Jazakallahu khairan for that. Hope that is clear, my dear sister. And if anyone of you have similar or related questions, especially pertaining to the month of Ramadan, as we have literally come towards the end of Ramadan, we have either 3 or 4 days remaining. So please feel free to ask questions Ramadan related, and that will be great for us to learn and benefit, and of course for our viewers. But however, you're permitted to ask any question in general too. Let's move on swiftly to our next question. Um, okay, it's a common question. Is the niqab mandatory or is it recommended?
Okay, again, mashallah, this is the same as somebody is asking about the beard, whether it is mandatory to have the long beard or short is enough. So, because that matter goes to the man, and this niqab goes to the matter to the woman, because even with the beard, the scholars have different discussions, and these are all reliable scholars, and they are known for their knowledge. And when they discuss on this matter, some they say it is better, some they say no. Some they say that it's better to have a long beard. Some say shorter is also sufficient. Same case with the niqab, because there are scholars, peak of knowledge, like there's high qualified scholars. They have disputed and discussed this matter, and some of them they say that the niqab is fard, but they also say that it is not fard while a woman is performing hajj. This that time is not fard. So every group, every team of the scholars, they all agree that woman should not have niqab while she is performing the hajj. But before the hajj and after the hajj, it is left to the research and the study of the woman based on the situation that where she is. Generally speaking, that if a woman, my opinion is that when a woman is in a country where niqab can bring her harm to her physical appearance, to her physical status in that particular, and we know that this is not something hidden. So the wise thing is in this that she should not wear the niqab to invite the problem for herself. This is my advice to the sisters. But generally speaking, that there are scholars like Shaykh Nasruddin Albani Rahmatullah, he is one of the great scholars of Hadith. He says that my fatwa is that it is not compulsory, but he says my wife is wearing niqab, my daughters all are wearing niqab, and my daughter-in-laws are wearing niqab. So I have not stopped them because this is their research, and they, though I'm giving fatwa to the people, that's not compulsory. It's better to have it, but my wife wears niqab. My daughter's wearing niqab. My daughter-in-laws are wearing niqab. So this is how Sheikh Nasruddin Albani, one of the greatest scholars, rahmatullah alayhi, he said that. So what I say, Sheikh Uthaymeen hafidhu rahimahullah, and also Sheikh bin Baz in Saudi, these are the great scholars of their time. They died, mashallah. May Allah have mercy upon them.
Amen.
So they have said that it is compulsory, and they said that Rasul, why did he mention that the woman should not wear the niqab when she is performing Hajj? That means it was at that situation he stopped them wearing it, but otherwise before that the women were wearing. So there are so many other, and specifically there's no statement, not from the Quran and not from the Hadith, that says that women should wear niqab as a
Okay.
command. So it's all based on the verses understood by the scholars. Some say firm, some say no, and some say better.
Okay.
Some based on the evidence collected from the ahadith. Some scholars they say from this understanding, this scenarios, this story of the hadith can say that it is better
Okay.
to wear the niqab, and some say no, it is first. So this is I say a woman should decide this matter, where she should not put herself into trouble, where
Okay.
wearing niqab can bring harm to her.
Jazakallah khairan for that. So there is a flexibility in this matter. But however, as you've already mentioned, and all the other Shaykh mentioned, hijab is fard, niqab, we can, our sisters can be flexible with it. And thank you, Jazakallah khair, for the advice or the nasiha. Now let's move on swiftly to our next question, and it's a very good question. How should I pay zakah on a money that is in a joint account? They did not say who the account is joint with.
Doesn't matter if the amount is joint account, that they must be knowing it, that maybe my wife has got 5,000, mine is 4,000, so they at least they will know. Joint account does not mean that those two people who have their joint accounts, they don't know how much they have their savings. So based on that, if they have gone to the threshold, which is called nisab, and it has completed from that nisab, it has completed 1 year, then they both have to give the zakat from that money,
Uh,
inshallah.
Excellent. Let's take another question, and it is also zakat related. So let's finish. Take this one. If my rent is due in a few days, but zakat is due now, do I minus the rent and then give the zakat, then pay a rent few days after
Yes,
or later?
expenses should be taken off. Expenses should be taken off, not necessarily only the rent. It could be electric bill, it could be telephone bill, it could be, rent of the car. Everything, all that has to be taken off. Alhamdulillah, that is on the time when this person is taking out the zakat. And then whatever is left, and it is with the threshold, the nisab, then that person from that amount which is left out and saved, a 2.5% has to be taken out as a zakat.
So that expenses of that month when you are calculating zakat, correct, Sheikh?
Yes.
Okay, thanks for that clarification. Also, if Allah has given someone the ability, Alhamdulillah, they don't need to deduct the expenses. Allah has given them enough assets and wealth. Can that be possible without deducting the expenses? Can they pay still the zakat?
Alhamdulillah, I do the same. I do the same because my all other expenses are already set up in a way that it doesn't collapse with my zakat time.
Excellent. Jazakallah khair for that clarification. Literally, we have 1.5 minutes. Let's see if we can take this. If one misses Isha prayer, can they join the Imam in Taraweeh and get up after the 2 rakah and complete their Isha prayer?
Yeah, okay, mashallah. See, this is again disagreement or the dispute
Difference of
among the
opinion.
scholars with difference of opinion when it comes to the intention of the imam. That imam is praying nafil prayer and you're praying fard prayer. So there are a hadith that Mu'adh bin Jabal radiallahu anhu, I want to make it quick. Muaz used to pray for prayer with Rasulullah, and then when he would go back to his tribe, he would pray, lead the prayer, but his intention was Sunnah, and the people behind him were praying for. So definitely, if somebody misses Isha, join the Imam with the Taraweeh. He can pray with the intention of the Isha. When Imam gives the Salam, he can complete the remaining verse rakat, inshallah.
So is that so? Can we say safely that there is flexibility there, and if you even if you subscribe to one particular school of thought, you can still adopt by saying that okay, I've missed my Isha Salah, but the Imam has started Taraweeh, so I can join with the intention of Fard, and once the Imam says Salam, I can add the other two remaining rakats. Is that correct?
MashaAllah. In Urdu, we say, Qamar, aapke muh mein ghee aur shakkar. That means you have taken my words into the best way. So,
Jazakallah.
alhamdulillah, you have sweets and butter in your mouth.
Jazakallah, Sheikh. I'm learning from you, Sheikh, and all the other guests that comes on. Thank you very much for your valuable and kind words, Sheikh. You're watching Ask Iman live on Eman Channel on Sky 757. We are live at this moment in time. We are also streaming it live on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, via our website, emanchannel.tv. Humble reminder, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to all our platforms. Feel free to leave us your questions in the comment section below, either on Facebook or on our YouTube channel. If time allows, we'll take as many questions as possible. Alhamdulillah, we've got a lot of WhatsApp questions coming in through. We'll be taking them, inshallah, in the next and final segment. We'll see you after a short break. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the last segment. And of course, you're watching the last episode of Ask Iman Ramadan special on Tuesday, as next week, Tuesday, we will be in the month of Shawwal. This is your opportunity to ask questions, anything related to Ramadan. And thank you to all the viewers that have sent us questions so far through our social platforms. Feel free to call in live into the studio 0203 515 0757, our studio number 07916841 483, our WhatsApp number. Both the numbers are displayed at the bottom of the screen. Once again, humble reminder, we are live on Facebook page, on YouTube channel, via website emanchannel.tv, and of course on our Sky 757 in conversation with Shaykh Dr. Abdul Majid. Let's move on swiftly to the next question. And it's one of the common practice that we see now, especially during the Qiyamul Layl. Last 10 nights, we see a lot of the masajids have got witr after the Taraweeh and after the Qiyamul Layl. So the question is, if you make the niyyah for 2 nafal whilst following the Imam during 1 witr, is that allowed?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Yes, it is allowed. As I said that it is differences of opinion, but Imam's intention is for witr and your intention is for the sunnah. It is allowed, inshallah, because difference of niyyah does not mean that your prayer is not valid behind the Imam who is having a different niyyah than yours. It is allowed, inshallah.
Okay, so basically, let me make it easier for our viewers to understand. So, someone who does not want to pray Salatul Witr after the Taraweeh because they have intention to pray Qiyamul Layl, i.e., Tahajjud, for example, if they want to pray in Jama'ah or even if they want to do it on their own at home, and that's why they still want to benefit while performing the Salah with the Imam. So, they pray the witr with the Imam, but add an additional rak'ah after taslim of the Imam so that it changes to a nafal, so that they can then pray witr later, so that it complies with the hadith that you only pray witr once. Is that correct?
Yes. اجعلوا آخر صلاتكم وترا.
Okay, clear. That is clear. I hope that is clear. And also, follow-up question is, however, if you've prayed the witr, for example, by mistake, or you forgot to add the additional rakat to make a nafal, does this count as witr or nafal?
Say it again, please.
Okay, now for an instance, it's the same question. The follow-up is, however, if you have prayed the witr and you forgot to add the additional rakat to make a nafal, you had the intention to make it nafal, but you forgot and you made the taslim, so you've completed the salatul witr. Now, does it mean this salah is counted as witr or nafal now?
No, see, it is based on his intention actually. As he said that his intention was to pray, Taraweeh, 2 rakat nafil, not the witr. So once the Imam has made the salam and he made the salam by mistake, it's called sahu. So in that case, he has the option from the other sources from the hadith that if sahu takes place in the salah, that is forgetfulness, then he can make up his one more rakat because his original intention was to pray sunnah, not the witr, two rakat sunnah. So he, with that is, he falls into the category of forgetfulness. So he makes his, again he stands up, prays one more rakat as a sunnah of what he has missed, and then he can finish his tashahud and durud, everything in dua, and either he can make two sajdas now and then make salam, or he can make the salam and come out of the prayer, and then after that he can make two sajdas with the salam. This is called sajda sahu for the one that he has forgotten.
Okay, but what if someone says it's been a delay? I remembered after 20 minutes or 25 minutes and I've completely left the place.
So if he wants to, if he doesn't want to pray with her, doesn't want to combine or do that way, that is all exceptional cases. Because Abdullah bin Umar radiallahu anh, what he used to do, he used to pray with her. Generally ends with the Imam, with the with the Sahaba, whoever the Imam used to be. And then sometimes he wants to do his tahajjud again or pray some more sunnah. So what he would do, he would make one more rakat with the intention of that, making it as an even number because witrs are all odd numbers, 1, 3, 5, 7, like that. So he would add one more rakat separately, singling out, and then with the intention that now that witr that he prayed, this is included in this one as sunnah, so like on even number. And he would bring one more rakat to make the number as even, and then he would continue as many sunnahs after that if he wants to pray. But this is he's not going to do the sajda saw because he's not doing it because he forgot. I'm saying that this man, with the first question that you brought, he forgot to complete his two sunnahs
Yeah.
and he made salam with the imam. So he falls into the category of sahu, which is forgetfulness. But the one who is like Abdullah bin Umar, he was not, he did this just because he forgot. No, he was deliberately doing this because first he prayed with her with no intention to pray tahajjud, but then suddenly he gets up and he wants to pray tahajjud. So what he would do, that witr he prayed, which was odd number, he would make it as an even number by bringing one more rakat, and then he would complete that rakat, and then he would pray his other rakat, as many rakat as he wanted to, and then at the end he would pray again one more witr, which is the last witr according to the hadith. Ij'alu akhiri salatikum witra. Make your last prayer of the night as witr. So that he would do. So if these are options, if somebody wants to do that, but otherwise, this brother, if he has remembered after a long time, then it doesn't matter. He doesn't have to do anything with that.
Okay, khalas, no problem. That is clear to us. Now, moving on swiftly to our next question. In the month of Ramadan, if somebody has a wet dream, does that invalidate their fast?
That was while he was fasting during the daytime.
Correct. Why? Because the person was sleeping. For example, if it was during the day in the afternoon, if someone is taking siesta or qailula, as they say, and then they realize they had a
Yeah.
wet dream, does that invalidate the fast?
Alhamdulillah, he should not be having wet dreams while fasting, but Alhamdulillah is uncontrollable. Okay, so Alhamdulillah, the ruling is that no, his fast is valid because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the nights of Ramadan he would have marital relationship with his wives, and then the adhan is being delivered, which means now the fasting time has started. No more eating, no more drinking, no more marital relationship, and he was still used to be in the janaba status. So after the adhan, he would go and take shower and take ghusl janaba, and that is already the period where the fasting has already started now. So he would do that, take ghusl, and then he would go and pray his namaz. So his fast was in the status of janaba, and his fast was valid. So same thing, a person who is in the status of janaba due to this wet dream, while he was fasting, alhamdulillah, it's not masturbation. If the masturbation, then definitely his fast is broken. And if he has marital relationship with his wife, then he is in big trouble. He has to make 60 days fast for this one silly act. So this is how. But if a person has got only a wet dream, which is beyond his control, then his fast is valid,
Okay.
and he can just before the other prayer, he can take ghusl, and go for the prayer, inshallah.
Okay, Jazakallah khair. May Allah protect us and give us the ability to
Amen.
abstain from things that are impermissible. Now, let's move on to the next question. And I believe this is related to the discussion we had in the previous segment. Can we make up the sunnah prayers we missed later? For example, Fajr Sunnah.
Yeah, it is allowed because there's a hadith, it's Musnad Imam Ahmad. Imam Ahmad rahmatullahi has a collection called Musnad, and in his Musnad, he has narrated the hadith of Rasulullah. He said that Rasulullah has said, no salah should be offered after Fajr till the sun rises, except illa rak'atain, except 2 rakat. And that is Imam Ahmad bin Hanbal is explaining that these are the 2 rakat that was supposed to be offered before Fajr. So Prophet allowed to pray, 2 sunnahs of the Fajr after we have already prayed the Fajr.
Okay, excellent. Moving on to the next question. I literally have 1.5 minutes. The dua between adhan and iqama is accepted as women. I pray at home. Is the adhan from an app the same or a live adhan from a muaddin, such as any reputable mosque who streams a live audio of adhan acceptable?
Generally, adhan is adhan, alhamdulillah, as long as it is given on time, and iqama is iqama when it is given on time. So it doesn't matter. These are the devices, is the facilities given to us. فَبِأَيِّ آلَاءِ رَبِّكُمَا تُكَذِّبَانِ, which are the favors that Allah has given to you, which are the favors that you're going to deny. So I consider this technology is one of the blessings and favors of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But generally, we understand that the life is different, and listening from when you are in Makkah and Medina, mashallah, when you hear the adhan from the minarets coming out, mashallah, is different than normally listening to the tablets and your phone. Alhamdulillah. But it's still, as far as ruling, can
Okay.
make the dua in between this adhan, which comes from the device, and the iqamah as well,
Okay.
inshallah.
Jazakallah khair, my dear Shaykh. That's all we have time for. Once again, thank you very much on a very busy day, on the blessed month of Ramadan. You've given us your time. Inshallah, we hope to see you again soon. My dear viewers, thank you to all the viewers who've sent us questions through our socials. And of course, you can call us back again on Thursday. There will be a final episode, Ask Eman Ramadan special still. And I might see you either next week or maybe in the future, inshallah. Until next time, subhanakallah wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.